Hello everybody, today I'm going to be reviewing the Ninja Turtle movie. I'm taking a break from the show just for this week to talk about the Ninja Turtle movie. So this came out in the 90s, and honestly this is a huge big win for Ninja Turtles, because like back then people were watching the original show, buying the toys, and then when this movie came out they watched it, and then the movie became controversial because the movie was dark and violent. And it was kind of warranted since they were paying homage to those original comic books. Since I love the original Mirage Ninja Turtle comics, I love the colors, I'm interested in the lore, for sure. And to see this adapted into a movie, sort of, with the elements of the 80s and in the Mirage comics, like that's awesome. So, it kind of follows something from the comics, like, it opens with, like, New York City, kind of ridden with crime. Since the Foot Clan's around, and they're doing stuff like getting teenagers to steal wallets, steal TVs, and then we got April O'Neil doing the news report. Now, I think April's played by Judith Ho, because most of these actors aren't really in movies today. Kind of sad, but oh well, it is what it is. And I think she did an amazing job as April. Like, you feel her role in this. Nothing wrong with the other actors in the other two movies, but I just like this April a lot more. I don't know why she wasn't in the other two. But anyway, I definitely see her as a reporter. You definitely see it. And to see her go through, like, getting fired from her job, it's just like, ugh. Well, she doesn't find out till later. But what starts this whole thing, where she gets involved in the plot, is where she's mugged by simple gang members, and then guess who swoops in to save the day? The Turtles. Love the scene where Raph just throws a sigh, and then the lights go out, and then boom, the Turtles just kick all those guys' asses, and then they hide in the sewer when the cops come. And I love the scene where Raph stares at April pick up his sign, hiding it because she finds it, and then Raph's just like, oh no, damn. By the way, he says damn a lot in this movie. Funny story, I said the word damn at a restaurant by accident because I learned it from this movie, and my parents got mad at me, and they were probably overreacting, but anyway, just be careful what you say. They even asked where I got it from. I just didn't want to say. But it was from this movie. So anyway, the Turtles celebrate their victory. We see the Ninja Turtle 80s logo. And then the Turtles are just trying to come up with this cool catchphrase like Bossa Nova. And Mikey's just like, Bossa Nova. And then they just say excellent. And Raph is just pissed off, of course, and he's just like, damn. And then we see Splinter. Now, the people who did this movie was Jim Henson. I think he died a year later. Now, I love Jim Henson. I even wrote an essay about him for school 4 years ago about him. And he definitely probably helped this movie. Even though this was a dark movie, and Jim Henson's more kid-friendly with Muppets, Sesame Street, and even a Sesame Street actor is in this movie. Kevin Clash, Elmo himself, plays Splinter. Now, I know Kevin Clash has gone through controversy, but anyway, I think he's still great as Splinter. I'm not supporting what he did, of course not. It's just like, the world is how it is, and then we hear things, but we also remember stuff from people's past that we can't acknowledge. But anyway, Splinter is great in this movie. Like, you definitely feel his wiseness, like his mindfulness, his careness towards his sons. It's very well written. Now, I know this movie ain't Oscar worthy. It's kind of just a fun 90s movie. That's what it was meant to be. Even dark at the same time. And during the Turtles' pizza party, Splinter does tell them he'll be gone one day. And even Mikey seems like kind of just doesn't want to acknowledge it because he's the goofball. He just wants to stay happy, even if in stressful situations or fearful thoughts. And I love the quiet scenes, simple scenes like where Donnie's like, "Hey Mikey, do you ever fear Splinter will be gone?" And then Mikey's just like, "Sorry bro, $3 off." And that's it's because he ordered pizza, and then I love the scene where the pizza guy drops off the pizza and he's just like, "Hey, this is a 10. And he's just like, "You're 10 minutes late, dude." And just slip it right in. I love that scene. It's perfect. Meanwhile, Raphael went to a movie. Somehow the turtles can just pay for things. I love how he just wears his trench coat, and when a couple of crooks take a woman's purse, guess who stops them? Casey Jones. And he's played by Elias Hugh. I don't know how to say his name, but he is great as Casey Jones. I feel like I can relate to Casey Jones in this movie. Because I feel like I could be not like his violent stuff, nothing like that, but I feel like he's really just a caring guy. Like even when he was surprised to see Splinter, at the end of the movie, he still has a good heart and a good friend towards the turtles. That's why I can relate towards Casey Jones in this movie. I love the scene when the turtles are Raph and Casey are just fighting. They're just insulting each other. And he's just like, he's calling him a cricket, and then Raph's just like, "Cricket?" And even when he takes off the hat, he's just like, "What?" He's like confused because he doesn't realize he's a mutant turtle. And the fight does end. I love the scene where Casey runs away, and then Raph is just like, "Come back here, I'm not finished with you." And then he just yells, "Damn." And then the next scene is where April does a few new stuff, and then she gets yelled at. But then when she goes to the subway, it appears that she's been followed as well by the Foot Clan and Raph. And then I love the scene where the Foot Soldiers are like, "We've been waiting for you, Miss O'Neill." And he's like, delivers the message. He slaps her. April tries to fight, but she ends up getting knocked out. Then I love the scene where Raph just swoops in, and it's just like, "Rah!" And that's what I love about Raph. He has a good heart. He's aggressive, cranky. He's a good guy, deep down. And Raph rescues April, and then he takes April home, and then April is then brought to the turtle lair, and the turtles are shocked. And Splinter's telling them all calm down, and then April wakes up, and then is freaked out, of course, and it's funny seeing them all freak out. It's meant to be funny. And basically Splinter calms everyone down, and then tells their origin, which is like the comics, is where they were in the sewer, and then they find strange ooze, they turn into mutants, and boom, and then they gave them all names: Leo, Mikey, Donnie, Raph. Raph is even putting his sigh in his mouth. He did get his side back. And then, after that, April's just like, "Am I dreaming?" And then they go, "No." Then later, they all have a pizza party, they're all happy, having fun. But then something horrible happens. Meanwhile, Splinter was captured by, the Foot Clan. And then I was always scared by the scene where Raph is just picking up the sigh and going, "Rah!" That was always a crazy scene to me. And then the turtles stay at April's for a little bit. They even almost get caught by April's boss and his one kid who's also part of the Foot Clan. And then we do get this terrifying scene, sort of, where that kid then goes to the Foot Clan lair, and then it's revealed to just kind of like a hangout place. People smoke, play poker, and then that's where we get our first scene of Shredder. Now, Shredder is actually kind of terrifying in this movie, since you look at those blades; they look sharp, and he even honors Foot Clan members. If you're in that room where the people are watching the ceremony, you feel it's kind of terrifying. in a way. And so then later, while Raph and Leo get into a fight at April's place, Raph then is just chilling at New York, but then he gets attacked by foot soldiers. And Raph is like trying to fight. In the original comics, it was Leo who was fighting, trying to fight all the foot soldiers by himself. But then Raph is just thrown through a window, and the turtles are then invaded by foot soldiers, and then it's really intense. A fire happens, and April, with the help of Casey Jones, they all get out, and then they, just like the comics, they move away for a bit, and they go to a farmhouse where Casey once lived, and it's actually a real life location. YouTuber Michelle Ivy actually visited that place. Big shout out to her. She's a big Ninja Turtle fan. I respect her a lot. And Turtles then do some reflecting. Raph is in a coma. April even sketches the turtles, just like a journal basically. They even explored that in the 2012 show, or even after season 2. Spoiler: they go to April's farmhouse, and then Raph finally wakes up, and Leo's just like, bring him some food. And then Raph is like, chill out. And then the turtles decide to return to New York, and they're still wondering where Splinter is, and it's revealed that he's been captured by Shredder. We even get a dark scene where Splinter just punches Splinter. He's bleeding. It's dark. This is definitely a dark movie. I'm going to skip ahead some things. Basically, the turtles go to the lair, and then they chill for a bit, but then they find the news guy's son, and then he reveals what they're going to do, and the Danny guy tries to save Splinter because he knows he's captured, and he even learns Splinter's origin, the darkness of what actually happened, where in the original comics, Splinter, Hamato Yoshi dies brutally. It's even explored in this movie. And then he basically saves Splinter with the help of Casey Jones. That's where I started liking Casey Jones in this movie. And then the turtles do get invaded by foot soldiers, and then later they have a final battle with Shredder. It's very dark. Shredder's just using a spear. He's very powerful. The turtles think they got it all with the foot soldiers. They don't take him that seriously until they realize, oh, this guy's really good. And then the turtles get defeated, basically. And then Leo almost dies. And then Shredder's just like, I'll kill him. And then Splinter's just like, we get this chilling scene where after Splinter's rescued, Casey witnesses the fight on the bridge, the roof, and then Splinter comes in. It's just like, Harukusaki, you're gonna pay for what you did, basically. And then Shredder then takes off his mask. We see the scars from when Splinter scratched him back in the den. Then Shredder tries to take him down, but then Splinter uses Mikey's nunchucks to just swoop Shredder off the building, and then he throws him in the garbage chute, and then Casey just pulls the lever, and then boom, Shredder basically gets crushed. He does return to the second movie, but then everyone's happy. Casey and April make out, and then the turtles say cowabunga, and that's Ninja Turtles, the movie. Now, this was a really great movie, talking about it today. This is honestly the only Ninja Turtle movie I would say I really like, besides Batman vs. Ninja Turtles. That's a great movie, too. Can't wait to talk about that. But this definitely was warranted. Even if it had dark themes, it was still a great movie. But tell me, what'd you think of Ninja Turtles, the movie? Thanks for watching, and Turtle Power!